Hi, it's Lou Agave, Long Island Lou Tequila on Facebook, Instagram, the web, and TikTok. Today, we're going to talk about El Tequileño. And I'll tell you, El Tequileño is a really nice brand. I just got back from hanging out with Tony Salas down at the distillery. We were just there 2 weeks ago, and that's down in the valley at NOM 1108. Really cool place. Tony's a great guy. Told us a lot. We had this in the tasting down there, in his tasting room. I've also had it once before. My friend Gregory Bartolotta's restaurant here on Long Island. I only had it that one time and a little bit with Tony. So we're going to open it tonight, and we're really going to get a good taste of it. So El Tequileño is a really good brand. They've been around a long time. Tony's grandfather started the brand way back in 1941 when he was making stuff for other people. But then in 1959, it all started for El Tec, okay? So they started making their own stuff, and it's been like that ever since. Tony's been the master distiller running things down there since 2005. And yes, in 2017, a Canadian firm did take over control, but they haven't changed a thing, nothing. They just upgraded equipment. They don't want to change a thing. So actually, this product came to me by Elliot Kaplan of Paradise Spirits. And I told him I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but I've already tried it. And, I was going to buy it down at the distillery. I didn't have any room in my luggage to bring any more bottles back. It was unbelievable. So he was nice enough to send me one. I tried it, and it's really good. I really like it. It's a special situation with this, okay? It says Reposado. It's not really a Reposado, okay? They have to call it a Reposado because it was aged in these giant pepones. Oh, I saw it. I was standing right next to it. You know, it's a big wooden barrel, and legally, tequila for Reposado or Extra Añejo, it's all supposed to be aged in certain sizes, For this guy, it would have had to be under 600 liters, okay? So it's not, so they're able to call it a Reposado, even though it's been aged 6.4 years. Can you believe that? Almost 6.5 years this has been aged in this giant wooden paponis barrel. So because of that, and because they got around the rules that way, they can call it a Reposado. This was the dream of Tony's grandfather, actually, okay? So this is now out. It's a very limited edition. Elliot was telling me they only made 23,000 bottles. That's nothing, okay? And that comes out to like 3,800 cases. So that's the run. Who knows when there'll be another one, every 6.5 years for them to actually get it together here. So this is made by using Highland agaves, even though the distilleries in the valley, Tony explained to me when I met him, they prefer the sweeter, fruitier Highland agaves. They spend the hours to go up and get them and truck them back. Okay, they do that, all right? Costs them more money, but that's what they've always done, all right? So they do that, all right? So it's a state. It's all from one place up there, all right? And they use the autoclave. They have these autoclaves that are actually train cars. He turned it on for us to steam. He built it up and then opened it up. And, oh, my God, the pressure coming out. It's a really old-time, solid, really heavy-duty autoclave, so he knows how to work it. He works it right, okay? And they use roller mill for the milling. They use natural yeast, all right? It's fermented in cement tanks. Everything there is in cement tanks. Pretty cool. And, the yeast has been influenced by these mango trees, which have been there for like 150 years, they're telling me. Imagine that. It's double distilled in copper. They use that mineral-rich volcanic water coming off of the tequila volcano. They don't chill filter at all. There's never any additives, all right? So 6.4 years aged in these giant 23,000-liter pepone, okay? Big one barrel. It's really cool. And what it is it's so big, the ratio of wood to tequila is much less. So it doesn't have such an oak overbearingness, okay, like you would think it would after 6.4 years, but the barrel is so big that it just doesn't have that effect, all right? So it's going to be called a Reposado, but it's not. It's really been aged, way into Extra Añejo aging, but because of the barrels, they got around the rules and are able to call it a Reposado. So it's going to taste richer and bolder and more layered than a normal Reposado. The price, it's up there, okay? So, you guys know about that already. Z's only selling it for $179.99, though. So that's about the cheapest I've seen it around. You know, Total Wine's got it for $219.99. Listen, it's a special tequila for a special time. Like I say, it's really kind of like a extra añejo, but it's it's going to be a little different because that wood contact is not there as much as with a smaller barrel, with a normal extra añejo. So it's kind of like a unique type of thing, all right? It's complex, though. There's no doubt about it, all right? So let's open it up right here, and we'll let it breathe for a few seconds while we're chatting along a little bit more. And it was a really great experience to see Tony down there. It's like a cherry honey. Oh, man, it's funny. You walk around these distilleries, and, you just, as soon as you walk in, that honey and that pumpkin and, that candied sweet potato and candy yams, all of that just hits you. And, you get a little of that right in here. You get more than a little of it, actually. So let's let this just hang out for just a second, all right? And we'll talk about this a little bit more. The procedure's really nice, I have to say. It's really nice. Tequileño. Tequileño is a person from the town of Tequila. Okay, that's what that means. All right. It's interesting how they use highland agaves for a valley distillery. Tony's such a passionate guy, really loves what he does. He built this gorgeous hotel, Casa Sales, right next door. Oh, my Lord, we stayed there. Gorgeous. I recommend it for anybody. Ooh, this is really nice. This is really nice. Okay, I'm going to start giving you some notes on this. Without a doubt, honey, sweetness, sweet-cooked agaves right here. I can't believe it, in this giant wooden barrel that I was standing right next to. I would never believe just after 6.4 years, but it's there. It's not all oak. There's no doubt about it. There's caramel and vanilla, but not that much. It's fruity. It's got like a cherry thing going on. Maybe like a green apple. Some black pepper, but not a lot. Cinnamon, but not a lot. The oak is there. It's almost like a cedar. It really is. I was thinking pine, but no, more like a cedar. It's got some citrus. And it's funny. I heard someone once say that it had a little pumpkin taste to it, which you kind of get some of that stuff with when you're around the distilleries in the Cincinnati. It does have a little presence of when you're like cutting a pumpkin and this and that. It's kind of interesting. So the nose is nice. It's sweet and fruity, honey. It's got a lot of nice elements, And let's give this guy a shot. In the meantime, I want to tell you they got a new product coming out real soon. You're going to be surprised. Keep your eyes open. Wow. I'm getting cherry and honey right off the bat. Okay, some spice. It's so sugary, but it's a natural thing. There's no additives. Some nuts, maybe almonds. But a sweet presence, like, really sweet agave. You can actually taste it. There's some light oak. It's not that, in my opinion, it's not that heavy on the oak for this giant barrel that it was in. It's got some apple. Wow, it's really nice. Nutmeg, maybe. This is really, really complex for what you call a reposado, okay? Which it's really not, okay? So, you're going to pay the $180, let's call it. But you know what? It's up there in like an extra añejo price zone, right? And it's some, like the other ones, some that we know like Tears and, Tapatio and this, that, they even cost more. So, it's between, the lower level pricing of an extra añejo when you really think about it, or to middle range, but it's really nice and it's unique and it's different. So for that, in that situation, you might want to check this out. It's kind of cool. I really like it a lot. This is nice. I mean, This is really nice. I mean, for $180, I would buy it, and I will buy it, and I'll have this around. This is really nice, some spice, nice spice and everything. This is nice for the winter. It's not that dark. I mean, when you think about it, considering 6.4 years, So anyway, El Tequileño, I really, really like the rare. This is the rare, and it is rare, you know. So I think you're gonna like it on Tequila Matchmaker. I'm gonna go with like a 89. You know, that's really high, and I really, really love this. Keep your eyes open for some new stuff coming out from them, and this is delicious, rare.